Unemployment insurance weekly claims. Transmission of materials in this release is embargoed until 8:30 a.m. Eastern. Thursday, August 11, 2022. Seasonally adjusted data. In the week ending August 6, the advance figure for seasonally adjusted initial claims was 262,000, an increase of 14,000 from the previous week's revised level. The previous week's level was revised down by 12,000 from 260,000 to 248,000. The 4-week moving average was 252,000, an increase of 4,500 from the previous week's revised average. The previous week's average was revised down by 7,250 from 254,750 to 247,500. The advanced seasonally adjusted insured unemployment rate was 1.0% for the week ending July 30th, unchanged from the previous week's unrevised rate. The advance number for seasonally adjusted insured unemployment during the week ending July 30th was 1,428,000, an increase of 8,000 from the previous week's revised level. The previous week's level was revised up 4,000 from 1,416,000 to 1,420,000. The 4-week moving average was 1,399,250, an increase of 23,750 from the previous week's revised average. The previous week's average was revised up by 250 from 1,375,250 to 1,375,500. Unadjusted data. The advance number of actual initial claims under state programs, unadjusted, totaled 203,619 in the week ending August 6, an increase of 7,521, or 3.8%, from the previous week. The seasonal factors had expected a decrease of 3,223, or minus 1.6%, from the previous week. There were 323,043 initial claims in the comparable week in 2021. The advance unadjusted insured unemployment rate was 1.0% during the week ending July 30th, unchanged from the prior week. The advance unadjusted level of insured unemployment in state programs totaled 1,454,623, an increase of 623, or 0.0%, from the preceding week. The seasonal factors had expected a decrease of 7,100, or minus 0.5%, from the previous week. A year earlier the rate was 2.1% and the volume was 2,850,382. The total number of continued weeks claimed for benefits in all programs for the week ending July 23 was 1,478,780, an increase of 9,206 from the previous week. There were 12,055,317 weekly claims filed for benefits in all programs in the comparable week in 2021. No state was triggered on the extended benefits program during the week ending July 23. Initial claims for UI benefits filed by former federal civilian employees totaled 406 in the week ending July 30, a decrease of 65 from the prior week. There were 379 initial claims filed by newly discharged veterans, a decrease of 1 from the preceding week. There were 7,024 continued weeks claimed filed by former federal civilian employees the week ending July 23, an increase of 135 from the previous week. Newly discharged veterans claiming benefits totaled 4,299, an increase of 149 from the prior week. The highest insured unemployment rates in the week ending July 23 were in Connecticut, 2.3, New Jersey, 2.1, Puerto Rico, 2.0, California, 1.9, Rhode Island, 1.8, Massachusetts, 1.7, New York, 1.6, Pennsylvania, 1.5, Alaska, 1.2, Illinois, 1.2, and Nevada, 1.2. The largest increases in initial claims for the week ending July 30 were in Connecticut, plus 4,790, Oklahoma, plus 997, North Carolina, plus 547, Washington, plus 372, and Nevada, plus 177, while the largest decreases were in Massachusetts, minus 14,256, Kentucky, minus 2,201, Ohio, minus 1,640, Michigan, minus 1,425, and Illinois, minus 1,033. Unemployment insurance data for regular state programs. Week ending August 6. Initial claims, seasonally adjusted, 262,000. Initial claims, not seasonally adjusted, 203,619. 4-week moving average, seasonally adjusted. 252,000. Week ending July 30th. Insured unemployment, seasonally adjusted. 1,428,000. Insured unemployment, not seasonally adjusted. 1,454,623. 4-week moving average, seasonally adjusted. 1,399,250. Insured unemployment rate, seasonally adjusted. 1.0%. Insured unemployment rate, not seasonally adjusted. 1.0%. Initial claims filed in federal programs, unadjusted. Week ending July 30th. Federal employees, UCFE. 406. Newly discharged veterans, UCX. 379. Continued weeks claimed filed for UI benefits in all programs, unadjusted. Week ending July 23rd. Total, 1,478,780. Footnotes. SA seasonally adjusted data. NSA not seasonally adjusted data. Continued weeks claimed represent all weeks of benefits claimed during the week being reported, and do not represent weeks claimed by unique individuals. 1. Prior year is comparable to most recent data. 2. Most recent week used covered employment of 141,769,719 as denominator. 3. Notice. Ongoing claims for PUA and PEUC are no longer included in this news release. Any ongoing claims for these programs represent activity for periods prior to the program's expiration on September 6, 2021. Claims activity for these programs will continue to be posted online at Weekly Pandemic Program Claims. 4. Information on the EB program can be found here. EB program information. 5. Some states maintain additional benefit programs for those claimants who exhaust regular benefits, and when applicable, extended benefits. Information on states that participate, and the extent of benefits paid, can be found starting on page 4 to 5 of this link. Extensions and Special Programs PDF. 6. Information on STC work sharing can be found starting on page 4 to 11 of the following link. Extensions and Special Programs PDF. 7. Prior year total includes PUA and PEUC claims. Unadjusted initial claims for week ended July 30, 2022. States with an increase of more than 1,000. State. Change. State supplied comment. Connecticut. Plus 4,790. States with a decrease of more than 1,000. State. Change. State supplied comment. Kentucky. Minus 2,201. Ohio. Minus 1,640. Fewer layoffs in the manufacturing industry. Michigan. Minus 1,425. Illinois. Minus 1,033. Technical notes. This news release presents the weekly unemployment insurance, UI, claims reported by each state's unemployment insurance program offices. These claims may be used for monitoring workload volume, assessing state program operations, and for assessing labor market conditions. States initially report claims directly taken by the state liable for the benefit payments, regardless of where the claimant who filed the claim resided. These are the basis for the advance initial claims and continued claims reported each week. These data come from ETA 538, Advance Weekly Initial and Continued Claims Report. The following week initial claims and continued claims are revised based on a second reporting by states that reflect the claimants by state of residence. These data come from the ETA 539, Weekly Claims and Extended Benefits Trigger Data Report. A. Initial claims. An initial claim is a claim filed by an unemployed individual after a separation from an employer. The claimant requests a determination of basic eligibility for the UI program. When an initial claim is filed with a state, certain programmatic activities take place, and these result in activity counts, including the count of initial claims. The count of U.S. initial claims for unemployment insurance is a leading economic indicator because it is an indication of emerging labor market conditions in the country. However, these are weekly administrative data which are difficult to seasonally adjust, making the series subject to some volatility. B. Continued weeks claimed. A person who has already filed an initial claim and who has experienced a week of unemployment then files a continued claim to claim benefits for that week of unemployment. On a weekly basis, continued claims are also referred to as insured unemployment, as continued claims reflect a good approximation of the current number of insured unemployed workers filing for UI benefits. The count of U.S. continued weeks claimed is also a good indicator of labor market conditions. While continued claims are not a leading indicator, they roughly coincide with economic cycles at their peaks and lag at cycle troughs. They provide confirming evidence of the direction of the U.S. economy. C. Seasonal adjustments and annual revisions. Over the course of a year, the weekly changes in the levels of initial claims and continued claims undergo regularly occurring fluctuations. These fluctuations may result from seasonal changes in weather, major holidays, the opening and closing of schools, or other similar events. Because these seasonal events follow a more or less regular pattern each year, their influence on the level of a series can be tempered by adjusting for regular seasonal variation. These adjustments make trend and cycle developments easier to spot. At the beginning of each calendar year, the Bureau of Labor Statistics provides the Employment and Training Administration, ETA, with a set of seasonal factors to apply to the unadjusted data during that year. Concurrent with the implementation and release of the new seasonal factors, ETA incorporates revisions to the UI claims historical series caused by updates to the unadjusted data. For further questions on the seasonal adjustment methodology, please see the official release page for the UI claims seasonal adjustment factors or contact BLS directly through the local area unemployment statistics web contact form. U.S. Department of Labor news materials are accessible at http://www.dol.gov.